Hello. About time.
Hey, whatever.
No, I didn't mean you being on camera with me, although it has been a while. I meant Wonder Woman. But now that you bring it up, when's the last one we did?
Have
we done one this year?
In 2017? The last one I remember is Princess Bride. When was that?
That was like the first one. We did Princess Bride. That was like the first or second one we did.
Really?
Yeah. We did like Sherlock.
Oh, right.
Anyway, hello, welcome back to Rach and George. In case you forgot, that's Rach, I'm George. The dog left, she's Willow. We saw a movie.
We saw Wonder Woman.
We did, and it was Wonder Womaniful.
It was incredible.
So good. Do you have any history with this character at all?
No.
Just peripherally, you knew that Wonder Woman was a thing.
I've seen the comics.
Right.
But I've never read them.
Ditto. I never watched the show from back in the day. I've known her from like, what do you call it? Robot Chicken will occasionally do like superhero sketches. And they'll make fun of her on like Family Guy and stuff. So like, what I knew about Wonder Woman before this was like, she's awesome. And I've read her in a few comics. She's awesome. She's a god, essentially. She comes from what I thought was like a planet, but I guess like an island of no men. And she's got a lasso of truth, a sword of badassness, and an invisible jet is a fairly common thing, which she didn't use in this movie. I don't know if we'll ever get to that. It's a silly... That would just show her like sitting on nothing, flying through the air.
Yeah.
It's kind of a silly concept. But anyway...
It seems like she can fly based off of this movie.
Colby Smulders played her in the Lego movie.
Oh!
Very briefly.
Yeah.
They were like, let's go to the Batmobile, and it blows up. It's like, no, don't worry, we'll go to the invisible jet, and then, damn it.
I vaguely remember that. Hey, pup.
But this was Gal Gadot, who you might remember from Batman vs. Superman, and that's it. She wasn't even in Suicide Squad.
Fun fact, did you know she was in the Israeli army?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I knew that, of course.
I read up on her.
I've fallen in love with her a lot this year because she's the best part of Batman vs. Superman, but also she's in Fast and Furious 4, 5, 6.
Oh, okay. And 7 and 8.
No, she's, spoilers, not in 6 and 7 and 8. She's Wonder Woman now.
Okay.
Speaking of spoilers, we're gonna probably, maybe, but just in case, we might spoil some stuff in the course of our conversation.
We probably will.
I don't think this is gonna be a super long thing.
No.
The brief thing is like, go see it, it's awesome.
It's so good. Made me cry.
Yeah, me too. Although, probably not at the same time. I cried at I cried from tears of joy. Because sometimes movies are just so good, they make me feel things. I cried at the No Man's Land. Jesus Christ. I cried at the No Man's Land, let's liberate the town sequence, because it was just, she's so awesome. That's not what we're here to do. It's what I am going to do, which puts the fucking thing on.
Awesome.
And then bring the music back, and then her friends are there standing by her side, and she's, like, literally her flipping, like, there's a big, like, World War II truck with a gun mounted on it, and it shoots at her and misses, and she just charges into it with her shoulder, like, poof. And then she picked it up and threw it. That made me fucking tear up. I was like, oh my god! Wonder Woman.
She jumped onto the top of a church and it just crumbled just to get one marksman, one sniper.
And callbacks, like setups and payoffs, right? I remember I told you about that in La La Land. One of my biggest issues with these DCU movies is the writing is fucking terrible. Like, things just kind of happen, the plots don't make any sense, the character motivations are really lame, let's just blow shit up and be depressing. This movie, first of all, isn't depressing. It's really, well, not really colorful. The stuff on, not Atlantis, where are they from? Amazon. The stuff on the island. The mascara.
Sure.
The mascara. That's what Chris Pine said when they told her what the name was. Anyway, the stuff on that island...
Probably sounds like mascara.
It's vaguely Greek.
Mascara.
Themyscira. Anyway, the stuff on that island with the Amazons is really colorful. The rest of the movie is a little dingy, but it's a war movie, so I'm cool with it. But... writing, oh my god, they set stuff up. Like, early on, Wonder Woman's, Diana's, like, surrogate mother-in-law, the trainer, like, she gives...
Robin Wright?
Robin Wright. They get, she gets, like, the headband.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, you know, this is from our greatest warrior.
Yeah.
Hopefully someday you'll earn the right to wear it. And then she puts it on right before she charges on a No Man's Land, and I was like, yes, that's awesome. They establish on the battle sequence that when somebody yells, "Shield!" like an Amazonian warrior will duck under her shield and then launch another Amazonian off of it.
And they did
that later on, and Chris Pine was there to see it.
How did Chris Pine know that?
He saw it on the battlefield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's a big battlefield on the beach.
It was in the battle
all that stuff made sense. Like, even at the end, and I guess we should, spoilers, when Chris Pine dies, I was thinking, like, it's a beautiful, wonderful, heroic moment about the nature of humanity, but, like, she's a god. She would be fine.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know she's a god. more importantly, he saw Amazonians die. He knows they could be killed by bullets, so it makes sense for him to sacrifice himself because, as he said, I can save today, but you can save the world. Anyway, you were going to make a point about women in movies on the way over here. We were talking about it after the theater. We just got back. And I was talking about, like, it's about fucking time. This movie made a lot of money, which is, like, whether it's good or not doesn't really matter. Happily it is. But the fact that it's making money is the most important thing, so hopefully we can get more women-led movies because, as we were discussing, I just like women. I like watching women kick ass.
They're bad.
I love it so much. Like Kill Bill and Aliens and fucking Furiosa. I love women kick ass. It makes
me feel like I can do anything right now.
I wish I had a daughter.
So you can show it to her.
I'm going to take you to go see Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Dude, whenever you do have one.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a big moment.
Yeah, definitely. What I was going to say is, for action movies, the ones that I've seen, they're always missing something that this one seemed to get, where the compassion and the love aspect of it. Because she very much is like that. She's walking through, right? Remember the part where, like, they're walking to try to get to the front?
Yeah.
And, like, she's passing all of these people.
She sees the wounded soldiers coming away for the first time.
She sees, a woman and her baby, and she's like, please help us. And, like, just, you could tell, like, she's a really good actress, I thought, too.
Oh, she's great.
You could see it in her face. Just, like, her heart was going out to them. And, like, that you really knew why she was fighting and what she was fighting for.
Absolutely.
And how she was standing up. She said it in the movie. She's like, well, I'm going to go fight for those who can't fight for themselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, like, I feel like that kind of misses the spot on a lot of other action movies because there's not that driving force.
It's a tricky...
Or maybe there is that, but, like, I agree with this one so much more.
The best ones usually have a driving force, but, like, it's tough. It's a tricky thing to get to an action movie, compassion.
Yeah.
It's really tough to do that because... compassion is a reason not to fight. It's usually not a reason to fight, kind of a thing. I'm spacing. There's a movie I'm thinking of, like a science fiction film or a war movie where compassion is a big part of it. But generally it's like revenge or a sense of justice comes close. They're the best moments that make me get like all teared up in other action movies are when people are fighting for reasons of justice. Like they have to. But this is more than just like I'm standing up for... I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's like, it hurts her.
Yeah.
Physically hurts her. And at the end, when it's revealed that she actually is half god, and she's fighting Ares, the god of war, who's the villain, I was thinking, like, she's not like a Greek god, so doesn't have to be the goddess of anything. The goddess of love, the goddess of whatever. But I was watching them fight, and they're talking while they're fighting, and it's really good writing. And I was thinking, no, Wonder Woman is the goddess of compassion. Yeah. That is literally what I was thinking. Like, she's so good. And that's not a big problem with these other DCU movies. Man of Steel is just depressing and bleak, and everybody dies. Like, it's such a brutal
That's like the
movie.
Batman movies.
And Superman is supposed to be like he's supposed to be the biggest Boy Scout ever. Batman vs. Superman's a just depressing nothing, except when Wonder Woman shows up.
Hell yeah.
And then, I guess it's a little bit more forgivable in Suicide Squad because they're bad guys.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, you wanna like the people you're rooting for. You want your heroes to be doing something. Like, Batman, of course, has a darker side to him, and he should have darker stories, but in some of the best Batman stories in comics and in movies, when he really gets quiet and talks about why he does what he does, it's not for vengeance. He's not doing this because his parents died or he hates crime. It's because he never wants to have another little kid lose their parent. Like, that level is one of the reasons people love Batman so much, and they just miss it, and like you said, they're missing it.
Yeah.
That emotional reason for fighting. And why were they fighting Batman vs. Superman? I think it's because their names were Martha. Martha.
I mean, so, I don't know if it's, like, because of the writing or the directing, but, like, I mean, it was really evident in this movie. And it really connected with me. And so I liked all of the action sequences and was rooting for her even more.
It's worth noting that it was a female director.
Yeah.
Which is everything is going to be through a different lens when there's a female directing, particularly when it's a female-led movie.
Yeah.
And my guess is, like, the script was written by a dude, but obviously these movies are made by committee.
Yeah,
so,
there were 3 people listed as writers.
Yeah, and Zack Snyder's one of them. Who's usually not about compassion. He's more about boom, explodey stuff. But, yeah, I have to assume that when you put a woman in charge of a movie like this, and you're filming all over the country, so Warner Brothers can't check in every 5 seconds, and that's the thing. It seems like they really let her make her movie. Because this doesn't reek of, like, a made-by-committee film. Like, in the same way BVS, it looks like a Zack Snyder movie, but it feels like well, we got to check off all the boxes to make sure we set everything up for Justice League. It felt like a made-by-committee movie. Wonder Woman feels like Patty Jenkins wanted to tell this story.
Yeah.
And you can really feel moments like that. Little, quiet scenes, and that's probably why it is that element is there, because she wanted to tell a story about compassion.
Which is great.
And about love. Like, it ends on a line that would have made me giggle in any other movie. In fact, it did make me giggle in fucking Interstellar, where love is the most important thing in the galaxy. Just, it didn't sell it for me in Interstellar.
It did for me.
I know.
That's another video.
But in this movie, she says, like, you know, it opens up with her voiceover saying, like, I used to want to save the world, I don't anymore. And you're like, well, okay, we're going to learn. It's set in the past, we know going in, it's a World War I movie. How did she get to this maybe cynical place? And it ends with her being like, nah, it's not about saving the world, it's about saving people. It's about caring, and the only way you can do that isn't through power, it's through love. Love is the only thing that can save the world.
Everyone has that capability, and for you to like not just peg people as one thing, which I also think is like a huge punch in the face for whoever wrote that movie. Like all of the people who basically say like, oh, you can only be this one thing. That was a huge theme of the movie, and it was great. Very empowering.
And I love that she's like, there's a tendency, I feel like, in movies like this, with like badass action chicks, to kind of take away their femininity a little bit.
Not this.
And they didn't do that at all. Like, I love Mad Max, I love Furiosa, but like, she's got a shaved head, you know, she doesn't really do anything feminine in the movie, and in the context of that story, it makes perfect sense. For her to survive in that world, she had to toss away anything that was seemingly other than like strong masculine energy. Yeah. So it makes sense, but it is something that like I miss when I'm watching, and that's why I want to see women kick ass, is I like the fact that they're women, and like, there are moments throughout this movie where Gal Gadot is so good at just like being a woman without it also being cheesy. Like a little moment early on, Chris Pratt, like she puts on her fucking badass armor. Pine, I keep doing that. Captain Kirk, Chris Pine sees her in her armor for the first time, and he just goes, like, very Chris Pine, fish out of water story, he's like, nice outfit, like, holy shit. And she goes, oh, thank you. Yeah. Like, I was like, that feels real, like, like, we have to go, we have shit to do, but like, thank you. Little moments like that. And stuff where, like, in slow-mo moments where she's kicking people in the face or blocking bullets, you can still see her smile. Like, yeah, she's doing it for compassion, but, like, she kind of has a bit of bloodlust, and I like that.
Yeah,
like, she's good at kicking ass, which is one of the best things about BVS, is when she shows up and she's like, yeah. Yeah,
well, she's the best fighter. Like, if that's what she's, you know, basically born to do.
And they trained her so hard. I love that moment. Yeah. The first act of this movie was so good that I was like, I don't even know if the rest of it can compare. No. Because just the opening scene of, like, this little girl hauling ass through the Mascura, and everyone's like, hello, Diana. And then she runs past the training grounds. And there's no preamble, like, she's just running through city, and then you see, out of nowhere, a bunch of Amazonian chicks fucking kicking ass. And I was like, oh, this is the movie I want to watch. I don't even... fuck a plot. Like, look at that shit. Look at those women doing cool stuff. And it's something that didn't even occur to me until I saw that scene. I was like, yeah, you know, this is Wonder Woman's story, but, like, it's empowering to all women. Mm-hmm. And before she does anything, you're just seeing, like, a bunch of women who don't... They're just... That's what Amazonians do. They fucking kick ass. Yeah. It's so awesome.
Yeah, it's great. I really liked how they balanced it with, like, when she gets into England, like, she's just so fish out of water. Yeah. And plays it really well, too.
It's so funny, like, and still endearing.
Exactly. Yeah, not super awkward. But, like, simple things, like, you can't wear a suit.
Put the sword down. Put the sword down.
Like, it was really great. Yeah. And, like, she's not, like, she's still, I don't know.
She's like a motherfucking doofus.
Well, yeah.
They're not. It's like the humor of her being a fish out of water doesn't come at her expense.
But it's like to see a different side of her. Too. Yeah. Because like
when she sees the baby, like, oh my little baby, exactly. You're like, look, of course, you know.
She's. I mean, I was about to say she's human, but like she's not. But like you're showing all of these different human sides of her.
And the fish out of water thing, like, of course, you can't help but kind of talk about Marvel. That's not just because the movies. Like, just going back, that's been since the comics age was born. It's been about Marvel versus DC. I'm still a Marvel guy because DC's made one good movie, but this is better than a lot of Marvel movies, and it's not like they're ripping off Marvel. This feels like a DC movie. And the biggest thing that I can, like, the least good movies in Marvel are the Thor movies, and the first one, a big chunk of it is, a god from over here comes to Earth, fish out of water story, and it's really, really Oh. And this movie did, the first two acts are similar. And, like, he's destined to do an amazing thing, she's destined to do an amazing thing. It's got a similar kind of setup. And this handled it all way better. Thor. Oh. Thor's handled it, yeah. Anyway, so it's all way better. And maybe the biggest reason why it's better is that the characters beyond Wonder Woman in this movie are all lovely. They're all wonderfully well written and acted. And not so much in Thor. Chris Pine, I know I keep fucking up his name, but I've loved Chris Pine ever since I saw the first Star Trek back in the day. He's been in other movies that I like. He is so...
Princess Diaries 2.
He was. He is so good in this movie at being... Like, of course he wants to, like, protect her, like, instinctually, like, he's a guy from you know, what is it, the early 19th century? 20th century? World War One?
Yeah.
Early 1900s. So, like, of course he's, like, seemingly thinking little of her, but not in a dickhead kind of way. And the moment it becomes apparent that she can take care of herself, he's like, oh, okay, cool, we're gonna follow her.
Yeah.
Like, and there's little things where, like, she doesn't understand how male society works, how the real world works. And he comes across as, like, a gentleman, but also, like, still, like, a dude. Like, he isn't a foppish weakling. Like, he's not the kind of dude that, like, you read about in bad romance novels, the kind of guy who doesn't exist. Like, that idealized, like, I want a man who can, you know, fight for my honor and does the dishes. Like, that stupid thing. Like, he still manages to be a masculine character without being a fucking prick.
Oh, yeah.
Which I liked. And one of my favorite moments, when they're in London, Diana's looking at everything, and she's like, why are they holding hands? And he's like, probably because they're together. And she's like, oh, and then she just grabs his hand. Like, we're together. And he's like, no, not like, just come on. we gotta go. And yeah, he's really good, and I was really hoping it wasn't gonna be a love story. And it slowly became one, and they earned it.
No, they did. It was really cute.
They really earned it.
She, you know, I don't know.
Well, they fought together, you know.
Yeah.
They're brothers in arms, and he's her conduit to the rest of the world, and it has an element that you need in a story like this, which is, as she says, you're not saving the world, you're saving a person. And the first human she meets happens to be a really good human being.
But at the same time, no, it just clicked. He's a spy. He lies for a living. And so I think that kind of, because they had some conflict about that. And like he, you know, and
different facets of a person, like you said. You know, you're not just one thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think just being able to see that whole well-roundedness.
Seeing her go through the, like, you're new, and then you're a spy, what is this? And then slowly trying to understand who he is. So
why he's doing it.
In the moment where they finally, like, kiss, I did have a moment, I was like, ugh, I wish they weren't kissing, but...
That was a really great kiss.
That's the thing, it's a great kiss, and they're smoking together, their chemistry's really good, so I just kind of let it go, and I was like, no, I'm going to enjoy this love story. And then I thought about their, like, all their scenes together. They spent a lot of screen time before the kiss. They don't dwell on it afterwards, really.
Nope.
You know, it's like, yeah, okay, sure. Right on, that makes sense to me.
It fit in. I thought it was great.
Yeah, and the action's solid and not too much. Like, when there is an action, I still enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actresses, she's from the original Office. She played the Pam character on the British Office. And she was in Studio 60 for a bit, and of course she was in Shaun of the Dead.
Who is she?
She plays the secretary, and she's awesome. Just comic relief, but still, really good comic relief. And where I come from, that's called slavery. I like her.
Oh, yeah. That was a good line.
So yeah, the cast is full of great people. David Thewlis is an actor I've loved forever. For those of you who don't know, he was Lupin. He was Professor Lupin in the Harry Potter flicks.
Who did he play in this movie?
Ares. The real Ares.
Oh, I see that now. I didn't like Ares' mustache. That's a minor thing that bothered me.
But it is set in the early 1900s, so...
Yeah, true.
What are you going to do? Yeah, the final showdown is an action sequence I didn't love too much. But it's not about the action, it's about what she's going through with the character, which is more compelling anyway. So, really, I have very minor complaints.
And you saw her just grow and get stronger and stronger, which was awesome.
And, like, the moment, I knew it was coming, like, because you know, like, we saw a glimpse of her in BVS, so we know she's, like, a badass capable woman, we also know she's kind of cynical-ish. And the first 2/3 of this movie, she's, like, wide-eyed and amazing and believes in justice, and then even when she gets to the war, that amazing no man's land sequence happens, and she's almost able to rise above the fact that the world's full of such terrible things. But I had this pit in my stomach where I was like, I don't want to watch her realize how bad the world is.
Yeah.
And when that scene comes, and it's a one-on-one scene with her and Chris Pratt, Pine, when she talks to him, and she tells him, like, she realizes that, like, no, people are bad. He has to say that thing about, like, maybe we don't deserve goodness, but, like, it's what you believe in and all that. Such a good scene.
Really good.
I've been talking for a while. Go ahead, Rach.
That was really, I don't think I had anything else except for, like, she got her strongest whenever he died, of course, because it was just, like, one more bad thing. But, like, it was that last bad thing that powered her even more to, like, do what she believes in.
Because he sacrificed himself.
Yeah, so, like, people don't have to suffer. Yeah, which is a bad thing, but, like, he chose it, of course. So, like, I don't know. And
it's one of those things, too, where, like, as soon as they did the setup and payoff again, but a very quick payoff. As soon as they did the setup, I was like, Rachel's gonna lose her shit. Diana gets boomed, and Chris Pratt comes running over, Chris Pine comes running over to her. And
Can you please do a tally down at the bottom?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to, but yeah.
I want to do it. I'll edit it.
Fine, you can do that. Chris Pine comes running over to her because we know, and like he's got to go stop that plane from blowing up. And we know that like if it makes it where it's going, there's gonna be millions of people dead. If it stays where it is, everyone there is gonna die. So it's this gas is flammable. So it's like, oh, he's probably gonna sacrifice himself. We know that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And so he helps her up and he's talking to her, Diana, but everything's muted because her ears are ringing.
Yeah.
And then he started talking and I was like, oh, Rachel's gonna lose her mind. Because I knew what was going on.
What did you know what was going on?
It's the screenwriter. I was like, he is saying goodbye and I love you. Like that is exactly what's happening right there.
He like gave the. I knew that he was going to do that.
Yes, and then later on when she's like in her weakest moment, she thinks back to it and you see it, and I was like, yeah, but your Rachel's crying now.
Yeah, it was just all
and he
of
gives
that.
Her the watch.
It was all of it. It was the love aspect, of course, and like just caring so much about something and being driven to do something that you believe in so strongly.
Yeah,
I just love, and like to see a woman doing that, and like it's awesome.
My two nitpicks, and then we'll go into our wrap-ups. Okay. Nitpick number one is the bigger nitpick, and it's just, I want to say it's an aesthetic thing that bothers me, but I think it's just an issue in general with these kind of movies. Everything is so gloomy. Like, I hate that DCU is the side of their visual motif is just like gray and black. There's way less of it in this movie, and when it's there, it kind of makes sense because it's a World War I movie, but like, there's so much where I'm just like, I don't even need it to be happy, just like, let me see things a little bit better. And the action was solid. It wasn't too quick-cutty. It wasn't overly slow-mo. Like, I could see what was going on. It was amazing action. But just like, the overall tone, even for a war movie, visually was just like, bleh. Like, not gloomy, but just like monochromatic and kind of boring to watch.
Yeah, they put a weird filter on it, for sure.
Which I didn't like. So that's a big thing for me, but I can't help it. Aesthetically, that's what it's going to be. If you've seen the Justice League trailers, that movie is the same thing. Even though the Flash is wearing a bright red suit, they still managed for it to be.
I liked it because when they were in their mascara thing, is that what it's called?
I think it's the mascara. The mascara.
The islands that all of the Amazon women live on. It was bright and glorious and sunshiny, where like war couldn't touch them.
Yeah, and Robin Wright is so good.
And then as soon as you leave that, then they've changed it. So I think I like that they did that.
It worked. I just think it was a bit much. And my other complaint is more of like a stupid screenwriter, bad, dumb movie thing. They do a fake out for most of the movie where you think one German dude is actually Ares in disguise. And the whole thing is about like weaponized gas, which we know is mustard gas. And at one point he has like these little, they're like, it's like when you're doing uppers, you crack a thing in. One of those things from like the 70s. He takes them and it like, his face glows white and he can break guns with his bare hands.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, if it's Ares, I guess I'll buy that. But they reveal later in the like last act, that's not Ares. And I'm like, what the fuck was that superpower bullshit?
I don't think it was superpower.
They made him, he smushed a gun with his bare hand.
You don't think, haven't you heard stories in real life of women who have, they're in a car accident?
Yes, and they lift the car up?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. That dude crushed a gun for no reason.
Maybe it was just pure,
adrenaline?
Yeah.
No.
Epinephrine or something.
And that's the thing. Like, it's a superhero movie. Why do you care? Because this movie takes place in our world, and she's the one thing that's bananas about it. So that was a little jarring for me, but it's such a minor thing. So whatever. Those are my two big qualms. Final thoughts are, and I didn't think of this till now, but like it's, in addition to being the movie we need right now, because it's about time we have a big blockbuster movie with Wonder Woman. It's been 70 years. And it's about time we have a big blockbuster movie where a chick is leading the action, and she's so awesome and so feminine. Like, I can't imagine what little girls must be thinking right now. Like, if I was 8 or 9 years old.
They're losing their shit right now. I'm like home practicing training right now.
My old high school teacher is friends with me on Facebook, and he tweeted about like, or Facebooked about like, for anybody who's saying like, blah, 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 women are stupid thing, my 9-year-old son got home from the movie theater, went to the backyard, and we started playing Wonder Woman.
Fuck yes!
So like, it is. It's a fun movie, but beyond being the movie we need right now for all the gender reasons, in a world with like Donald Trump as president, and there's a new shooting every 5 minutes, and all this horrible shit going on, the point of this film is we as a species are good. We are good people. We are worth trying to be our best selves. And that's a message that you don't find a lot in action movies, in superhero movies, at least not in DCU movies. They're always about how things are all gloomy and shit. So it's a nice thing to see and sit, like, it's a good escape and be reminded that, like, yeah, things are really bad out there, but we're capable of so much better than that. And if we just all try to be our best selves, who knows what we can be. So
I agree.
I like that about this movie.
I really liked it too. I really liked how empowered it made me feel, so I hope all women go and see it.
All dudes too.
And all dudes too, because yeah, this is the first woman superhero movie, but like I think we know that gender doesn't matter at this point.
I mean, no, that's the thing. Like, gender totally matters. It's a different style of thing, but it's not a negative. It's just it's a difference. And like, this movie would be different if it was the exact same everything, but it was Superman doing the same kind of stuff. Like, the fact that it's a woman walking across no man's land is empowering. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know, but it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. You should still go see it, and hopefully they'll still all feel the same
totally,
things.
Yeah.
Because we're all humans at the end of the day, and we all have those emotions, whether you know it or not. But like, hopefully you feel them. And yeah, I don't know, it's just a really positive message, and it's such a negative world right now. Yeah.
And it actually did kind of get me excited for Justice League. They didn't put Batman or Superman in this movie, and I thought they might. I thought there'd be like some little scene with Ben Affleck.
Bruce Wayne was writing to her.
I know, but he's not in the movie, and he was in Suicide Squad.
Because it's called Wonder Woman.
I know, and I love the fact that it's called Wonder Woman. Damn it, that was so awesome. But they did like the bookend of this movie got me excited because it's like the picture that we saw in BVS. He found the original copy, and she gets like a briefcase, like in a little note, like, "Hey, I found the original copy. Maybe someday you'll tell me your story." And I thought at the end of the movie it would reveal she's talking to him. But no, she just kind of sits there and thinks about it, and then at the end of the movie, she's sending him an email, and she says, like, "Thanks for giving him back to me." And it's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them as a team, because all too briefly they shared the screen together in BBS, and I liked their chemistry. I liked what they were going for. Like, she says to him at the funeral, Superman's funeral, "What are you going to do now, Bruce? What comes next?" And he goes, "I failed him in death. I failed him in life, but maybe I can live up to who he was supposed to be in his death. We need to go do this." And she's like, you see her, she's been in hiding for who knows how long, you see her feeding off his passion as well. Like, Batman and Wonder Woman are like, yeah, let's go do this. That's awesome. Like, that's what you want to see in a superhero team.
Yeah,
is two people who are connecting with each other and feeding off each other's energy, and I'm looking forward to it. And the trailer for Justice League has a great moment where it's like the Flash and Aquaman and Cyborg are all walking down like a bridge towards something over there. And then Wonder Woman lands in front of them, and she's like, "Shall we?" And it's like, yes, she's leading them. Like, I like because she's clearly the strongest chick ever. So, yay.
Superhero. Hey, by the way, is Cyborg, is that not the same character that Will Smith played in Suicide Squad?
No.
Okay.
He was Deathshot.
Oh, okay, but
Deadshot,
the thing on his head reminded me of this.
Yeah, he's wearing a mask. Will Smith is. Cyborg is literally like 85% metal. Okay. And he looks stupid. Anyway.
Pish posh.
Wonder Woman, folks. It's such a good fucking song. So awesome. And in case I feel like I didn't say it enough, but Robin Wright Penn for the win. Give her her own movie. I want a spin-off character. Robin Wright Penn. Robin Wright. Give her her own spin-off movie.
Why'd you say Robin Wright Penn?
Because that's who she was for most of my life growing up. She was married to Sean Penn. So the first time I heard that name.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was Jenny. Jenny, yeah.
Oh.
No, he died, yeah. He got divorced.
I don't know.
He's still alive.
I don't pay attention to this stuff.
Yeah, but she was Jenny in Forrest Gump and, of course, Princess Brides.
Yeah, well, alright.
Wonder Woman.
That's it.
This might be our last one, so in case we don't see it.
Hey, by the way,
I'm leaving the rest of the month.
I remembered our last one that we did together.
What was it?
Shit, what was the name of it? Hold on. Wait. Yoga Hosers.
Yoga Hosers! Another movie about two girls kicking ass, don't need no man.
I did not like that one. Anyways.
Anyway, see you folks.
Bye. Oh.
I guess I'll stand.
Sure, yeah. Just edit.
Hello, welcome to Rach and George.
Just edit yourself in later.
So much work. I'm not doing that. Oh.
There's space for everyone.
Oh.